Welcome to Deep Thoughts While Gaming. I'm Chris Chappell. Sure, my high school years were a success by any conventional measure. I tended to keep busy acing tests, impressing everyone with my skills as a sergeant of the baseball squadron, and spending my spare time reading the great works of modern literature. Yet all these achievements sometimes felt hollow, because they were mostly done at the direction of others, not as part of my own process of self-realization. And now, years later, as I play through Persona 5, I find myself again questioning the obsession with achievement and meeting the social expectations that are drilled into us in today's school system. The protagonist and his high school friend are rebellious misfits who reject the rigid environments they live in. They're also really into leather, and masks, and whips, also coffee, and curry. Those last two don't quite match the tastefully understated dominatrix theme, provide perhaps an even greater joy. The essence of the series is the unveiling of hidden sides of the heroes' personalities as they overcome their personal hang-ups and learn to personify more actualized versions of themselves. There's the track star turned outcast because of his refusal to bow down to an abusive coach. The student council president who finds herself forced to compromise her values in order to succeed. The art student devoted to a manipulative mentor. The annoying cat who tells you to go to bed, and the rest. The main character, as usual, is a mostly silent stand-in for you, the player, though his background story involves getting unfairly blamed for a crime by a corrupt politician, then being put on probation. As you may have noticed, there's a running theme of untrustworthy, twisted authority figures who don't deserve respect. But the message of this game, and also previous installments in the series, is not so much about questioning people in positions of authority per se. There are also plenty of sympathetic adults, like the attractive punk doctor you can inexplicably end up dating for some reason, or the attractive maid cosplaying teacher you can inexplicably end up dating for some reason, or, well, you get the idea. Instead, what the game takes aim at in its narrative is the way institutionalized authority puts in place false and misleading ways of ranking and valuing people. The critique resembles that of the Korean-German philosopher Byung Chul Han, who labels much of modern life as being based on an obsession with, quote, achievement, where each of us is expected to jump through the hoops set by others and suppress any negative reactions to our society's values, practices, or cult of positivity. In a world where people are trained from an early age how to be, quote, entrepreneurs of the self, Han writes, there's no need for outmoded types of control, such as the public executions of medieval times, or the state surveillance and arrest of tyrannical regimes. People can just as easily be made into quiet, obedient, productive units by having them grow accustomed to, quote, auto-exploitation. During the early years, that might mean spending countless hours studying for quizzes and tests. Later in life, it means having to develop and monetize your unique skill set, build your personal brand, always hustling to develop your online clout, and trying to nab some sweet, sweet sponsorship deals from energy drink companies. By the way, G Fuel, feel free to get in touch at any time. Your product is delicious and nutritious. Truly the champagne of carbonated caffeine syrups. Please, return my calls. Anyway, Han's criticism of the, quote, excess of positivity that facilitates exploitation in modern society is also based on the idea that this artificial positivity and this rise and grind, gung-ho spirit inevitably leads to burnout for those running on the treadmill. It's a view that fits especially well with Persona 5, not just because of shared skepticism toward achieving the goals set by others, but also because of the similarities in their senses of time and consciousness. Han argues that modern society's demand we become, quote, self-entrepreneurs leads to an unnatural state of, quote, hyper-attention, where any moment spent in unproductive reflection or meditation comes to feel like a moment lost to money-making, career-building, networking, skill-building, etc. He even suggests that most video games reflect this social condition, putting us in situations where we are constantly reacting to max out our scores, win trophies, and be vigilant, with no way to embrace a moment of reflection or even boredom. Obviously, he's never watched me play Stardew Valley. But Persona 5 2 is not afraid of giving you long stretches of playtime in which the point is not to explore the mental dungeons of the antagonists or defeat the shadows that lurk within them, but instead to grow more charming or intelligent, etc., by reading books, taking burger eating challenges, making coffee, chilling at a bathhouse, or, let's be honest, maxing out your relationship stats with one of the waifus. On the one hand, all of this is also geared towards various ways of measuring, quote, achievement and feeling productive. You might find scheduling the right balance of schoolwork, demon fighting, and ramen dates for your character is more stressful and high stakes than running your real-life calendar. Does that mean Persona 5, despite its apparent opposition to social authority, is ultimately just another embodiment of what Han calls the modern demand that we all carry around our own, quote, inner work camp? Perhaps the series is more a revealing reflection of the society around it than it is a damning critique. On the other hand, in keeping with its name drawn straight out of the psychological theory of Carl Jung, the series does always insist that you should engage in busy activity and self-improvement, not to meet the demands of teachers, employers, or incredibly irritating cartoon cats, but instead for the purpose of self-actualization, becoming who you are, as Nietzsche put it. Being the master and sculptor of yourself, and defining achievement and success in your own terms. Wait a second. What do you mean I can't date all of them? What kind of JRPG is this? Keep watching Deep Thoughts While Gaming, and don't let anyone tell you that coffee and curry don't belong together.